What up, Wizards? Welcome to the Elder Scrolls Legends. I'm Cardystar. Today we're going to be playing our Battlemage in an attempt to go from rank 2 to rank 1. I think we've got about 3 or 4 games that we got to win in a row in order to advance to rank 1. Once we get to rank 1, I think I'm going to do some deck experimentation for the upcoming tournament. The Masters qualifier that's going on this weekend. If you want more information about the tournament, you can find it on legendsdecks.com. They have a link to all the tournaments that are going on. The tournament's being hosted through battlefy.com. That's fy.com. And so we're gonna run this Battlemage, which is definitely one of the decks that we're considering for the tournament. And then once we get to rank 1, I'll start experimenting with some decks, probably stay in the snake for a bit, and see if we can't come up with some good decks. I definitely like this Battlemage, and I've also got the Aggro Crusader deck that I've played in some of the previous videos that I really like. The other 2 decks are kind of up in the air. I've got a good Warrior deck, mid-range, that I like to play, and then I've got a Dagoth deck that I've been working with, but I feel like the Dagoth deck's not quite as fast as I would like it to be. So we're going to play this Battlemage, pass the turn 1. We can play Shrieking Harpy turn 2, depending on what my opponent plays. They elect not to play. I'm tempted to throw out Vigilant Ancestor, but I might want to wait. No, you know what? We'll go ahead and throw it out. And worst case scenario, we play Shrieking Harpy. Next turn, best case scenario, we can throw down Ash Berserker and start drawing cards. So this just protects the field line. So they do play Haunted Manor. So they have no creatures on the field. So we are going to play Ash Berserker. We're going to protect it behind our Vigilant Ancestor guard and draw every turn. We got another Ash Berserker, which will be a great turn 4. And we'll just start drawing 2 cards each turn until my opponent deals with the Vigilant Ancestor and Ash Berserkers. So they do throw down a guard.
If I might make a suggestion.
And I think what we'll do here is we'll play Cunning Ally. See if we draw another Firebolt. We do. And rather than play the other Ash Berserker, we'll take out this guard with Firebolt. 2 of them. Keep the Ash Berserker alive. Keep our Vigilante alive. Go ahead and go face. And we'll play the other Ash Berserker on our next turn. You don't usually want to play your Firebolts like that, but because we're playing against an aggro deck, removal is the way to go. Typically you save your Firebolts for your ward triggers, but as you can see right now, my opponent plays another guard, but this is an easy trade, which is why I played the Cunning Ally into the field lane. We will play our other Ash Berserker and go ahead and play it into the shadow lane. And I don't know that I want to go face. I certainly have the ability to. I think we will. We might as well. My opponent doesn't have any creatures on board. And we do have a giant that can deal with that Haunted Manor when the time comes. We've got some good removal in our hand. We've got some stall. Next turn, we've got plenty of cards we can play. So we'll just see what my opponent plays. So they play Silent Pilgrim, which should draw out probably a Puppeteer, but they elect to play. They elect to play this guard instead. So I think we Wardcrafter here. Ward the Ash Berserker. Play it. Go face. And play our 3rd Ash Berserker, which is very unusual, but we're going to be drawing 3 cards here. We may get into a situation where we overload on cards, so we're going to want to play some of these 2-drops and 1-drops next turn to get them out of our hand and make room for some of the bigger cards we should be getting. So we've got Firebolt. We've got Rapid Shot. We've got another Wardcrafter. First time you play a card each turn, draw a random card from your deck that costs equal to your remaining magicka. So we'll lightning bolt that, I think. Sorry about that. But that's something we don't really want to keep on the board. We can also play Breton Conjurer. But I think we want a lightning bolt instead. So they just traded a card and gave us Namira Shrine. Well, we can certainly trigger that if we wanted to. Actually, no, I don't think we can trigger it. So we'll just lightning bolt their creature. Go ahead and go face. I actually may have just missed lethal on accident. As a matter of fact, I did. So that was foolish on my part. We'll even throw out an oops. So we could have won the game there. And I think we want to play... We'll throw down Daggerfall Mage.
By the 8th, they will meet their makers.
So we missed lethal there, but I mean, we're not really hurting. The fact that we got 3 Ash Berserkers out really kind of set the tone for this game. Made us much faster than even Hlaalu. So we should win next turn, unless something crazy happens. I hate that I missed that lethal.
Careful there, friend.
It's really poor play on my part. So that's a strange oh, my opponent traded for that. Interesting. So Lydia guards both lanes. But I think we can deal with Lydia. Let me decide the best way to do it. I think what we do is we just Daggerfall Mage, attach the Tome of Alteration to our Ash Berserker, and then finish it off with a Firebolt and win the game with our field line Ash Berserkers. Oh! I forgot that we can't even play it, or we can't even keep it in our hand because our hand's full. That was foolish. But you know what? We got Ancano, so we still win. Fortunately for us, we could have had another bad misplay. So we're almost misplaying here, guys. 3 Ash Berserkers are throwing me off. Never have that many cards. When you play aggro, you're not used to having a full hand. I typically play aggro. So we'll see how close we are to reaching rank 1. Alright, so we're 2 games away. Got to win them back to back. Confident we can do it. Let's jump right back into another game. That was a pretty dominant performance. Even with our misplays, we were able to win. And I sometimes struggle against Hlaalu with our mid-range decks, so I'll take it. That was a weird Hlaalu, though. So we'll see who we're playing against. Excuse me. All right, we're playing against a rank 1 Tribunal. I think we'll keep the Firebolt in our hand. This could get a little dicier. They're going to run a lot of removal, and we don't have a lot of creatures in our hand. It's definitely something we want to have right now, so we're just going to try to go as fast as possible, because they're going to be playing some heavy removal, and by the time we get up to play our giants, they'll be able to do things like steal them.
Do your work.
So we really just want to move as fast as possible. I'm saving the Steel Dagger for our Ash Berserker. Not quite there, but what we can do is attach the Sentinel Battlemace.
Do your worst.
Start doing some heavy damage. 12 health, good prophecy. Next turn we'll be able to play Ash Berserker with a Steel Dagger. Start drawing cards. So he's going to Steel Ward, not a big deal. Don't really care. He's going to lose it when he trades.
Do your worst.
So we'll go ahead and go face. Ash Berserker the Shadow Lane. Attach that Steel Dagger and start drawing cards. He's got Daggerfall Mage, which works well with the Firebolt.
No quarter.
Behold the light of the Tribunal.
He's just going to gain health right now. Alright, we'll go face. We will... You know what? Man, I really want to keep my Ash Berserker alive. I don't want to lose my Lightning Bolt. So I think we're going to go against the norm and just kill this Tribunal Oathman. And still play the Daggerfall Mage in the field lane.
They will meet their makers.
Don't know how effective of a play that is. We will see. We've got Cradlecrush Giant to break the ward, but we won't use it. So that's unfortunate. That's not what we wanted to happen. So I think we play Daggerfall Mage here.
5 and 8, they will meet their
And
makers.
pass. And next turn we play Cradlecrush Giant. Get another Tome of Alteration. Give ourselves 2 tomes in our hand. See what they draw here. So they still work, so that's, you know, that's a little frustrating, but whatever. So I think we just go face, Ash Berserker, Tome, draw a card, and draw a card. We got 2 Lightning Bolts in hand, which is definitely where we want to be. We've got Silence. We've got Ancano. I mean, we've got a lot of win conditions. We're going to lose Ancano, though. Once again, not a huge deal. We're doing 14 damage on our next turn. If we want to. I don't know that we do. So I think what we do here is go face. I think we just play Tel Vos Magister. I think that's what we do. And we can either even play Shriveled Mummy just to try to get as close to getting them to 8 damage as possible. We get Sentinel Battlemace. So we have lethal on the board.
We're not known for our patience.
So we're going to shackle and potentially kill here. But we can silence the shackle, which I think is what we're going to do, which might surprise my opponent a little bit. And we'll go ahead and Sentinel Battlemace, and we're going to have win next turn. Unless my opponent plays some sort of health gaining card. So we'll see what they play. But we're going to do 8 damage from our hands. So they're thinking we don't have the win in hand. And we're going to take the win with lightning bolts. Very well played, guys. We win turn 10 against a control deck. We really got good draws there. We got good draws on both of these games, which just attributes to the consistency of this deck. 1 game away. We're going to roll the dice and see if we can get it on this next one. We're going to keep recording. Nothing too special there. Let's jump right back into it. and hopefully get to rank 1 on this game. I hope we do, because I'd really like to start experimenting with some decks. And I want to make it to rank 1 before I do that, because I know I'm going to lose some games. But this Battlemage is running smoothly. I think I clocked it at about 60 or 70% win rate before the last tournament began. My opponent's playing Scout, and they're at 295 Legends, so we know they know what they're doing at least. We've got good cards in our hand. Once again, this is a situation where we want to be as fast as possible. We do need a turn 2, turn 3. We don't even really have a good turn 4 here.
I keep a spare blade in my boot.
So we're hoping to draw into some good cards. We got a great turn 5. Really turn 4 with the ring.
What have we here?
So I think we just kill this creature. Keep going. I don't want to play the Breton Conjurer next turn because I want to be able to break the rune immediately.
I'll scout ahead.
My opponent Scout reports, keeps the card.
What have we here?
Plays another Thieves Guild recruit. Not a big deal. Here's a decent turn 3. I don't want to use the rapid shot just yet because I'd rather use it on the Breton Conjurer. So we'll just throw this Daggerfall Mage in here into the field lane, potentially break it. The rune or the ward that is on our next turn. We'll see what my opponent does here. Probably the trade plus Merchant's Camel. Okay, we're in a good position here. We're going to do a double ward break combo, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool, guys. Pretty cool. They dump a Sanctuary Pet, so they've probably got a Necromancer in hand. So I might play the Breton Conjurer into the...
Take you.
Shadow lane, just to divide up my resources. Because I don't want to deal with...
The elements are mine to control.
I don't want to deal with that Sanctuary Pet locking down the lane. The Sanctuary Pet can really do a lot of damage. So we can even put another ward here on the Breton Conjurer.
Must be cleansed.
But he's going to silence it here. So we'll put the ward on the Mage. Break the ward that way. We could just play Tome of Alteration. That's an option. Yeah, let's do that. Play the Tome of Alteration. Draw a good card. Go ahead and go face. And we're doing good damage, especially against a control deck.
If I fall,
I throw down a Fighters Guild recruit, which is a bit iffy. We still go face, and we steal. I think we just Wardcrafter here. And what's going to happen is my opponent's going to hit it with a camel and then hit it with lethal. But we will break the ward in the process, and that's really what we're most interested in doing. We play Blood Dragon next hand, probably, next turn. Let's try to start stacking damage. So they are going to kill my guard, which is a bit frustrating. But not the end of the world. So I saw that coming. Okay, so we get a ward wall. So I think we play Tome here.
Your blood will spill.
We get a Vigilant
Your
Giant.
blood will spill.
Probably play that next turn. Let's just play Crown Quartermaster into the Shadow lane. divide up our resources again. So we could have played a Steel Dagger. Maybe we should have. Probably just should have applied it to the Crown Quartermaster. So they're gonna Shadow Pet, Sanctuary Pet here. No, they're gonna Territorial Viper. Interesting. Interesting play.
Mother of mud.
Break a rune. Got Cunning Ally. Also got Sentinel Battlemace. Could just try to stack damage here. See how my opponent deals with it. Maybe we just play Vigilant Giant. They can play. There's a lot of things my opponent can do next turn. This is a really tricky situation. We could play double allies and kill the Necromancer in case they do have.
Let's shed some light on the problem.
We're gonna have to get lucky here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we'll play one more.
Let's shed some light on the problem.
So we get our Firebolts. I think we kill the Necromancer here. So I really don't want to deal with that. Go ahead and break this rune. Maybe should have done that first. Alright, so we're doing 8 damage. We can still play Vigilant Giant next turn. We can play Blood Dragon next turn. Maybe Blood Dragon, Shrieking Harpy, depending on what my opponent plays. If my opponent plays another Necromancer, then there's a good chance we do that. So they're going to play Sanctuary Pet.
The hist
And
revives.
Thorn Hist Mage. So maybe we just play Sentinel Battlemace. Ancano. I think that's a good play.
I have many important things on my mind.
I have you now.
Okay. Maybe we should have held on to that for endgame, but we have lethal if Ancano survives. Even if every other creature dies, we have lethal with Ancano. And we're close to having it just with the Steel Daggers and Battle Maces with the ally here. Okay, interesting play. I like that. We'll play Shrieking Harpy next turn.
Rise, my
Necromancer, okay. So my opponent's starting to get into the groove here of what they want to do. So we can play Belligerent Giant. No, let's play Blood Dragon. I still like Blood Dragon. Or we play Firebolt. Let's Firebolt. Blood Dragon. Shrieking Harpy. And let's go ahead and throw on. I mean, is there any value to that? Let's see. No, there's no reason to throw on a Steel Dagger. We can use both of them and the Vigilant Giant next turn. So there's no reason to hold off or play the Steel Dagger now. We don't cost ourselves anything. Really close to this win. Feeling pretty good, but there's a lot of things this scout deck can do right now. Let's see if they have any giant bats. They don't have any giant bats, which is helpful for us, but they might have them in hand, which could be detrimental. Could put them out of reach. So they're going to draw a card from the discard pile. I'm interested to see what they draw. So they do play the Sanctuary Pet. Not a big deal. They're forced to play a 5-drop here. And unless it's something crazy, we're going to win with Ancano's Breakthrough, if anything. Even if they play a guard here, I feel like we can still win with Ancano and Breakthrough.
Gone.
Okay. That's not a big deal. But if they play another one here... Okay, they do play Drain. But are we... Okay, that puts us out of lethal range. So that's a bit unfortunate. Nope. Nope, we win. Well played, guys. Very well played. That was exciting. And we'll just stack this Ancano in the game with Lightning Bolt. Alright, beat Scout. We only went down to 23 damage, or 23 health. Very good play, very good play. I don't even know that they ran that Scout deck poorly. The last two games I felt like weren't optimal decks, but it took them a while to get Necromancer out. I felt like we dealt with it immediately, so we're going to get to rank 1, guys. Very excited about that. Not that I haven't been there before, but I've been experimenting with a lot of decks, and that's usually detrimental to ladder climbing. So we're climbing the ladder, we're playing good decks. Now that we're at rank 1, I'll do some experimentation so we don't lose a lot of position. And we'll see what we got. Thanks for watching. If you're enjoying the videos, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll continue to upload the Elder Scrolls daily, and maybe even throw in some other type videos for your entertainment. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.